So you might be asking yourself, if I want to buy my own franchise, how am I going to pay for it? Where does the money come from? And the good news is there's a lot of different sources that this money can come from. Now, the one I love the best, which is how I got started almost 40 years ago, is borrowing money from family. That can be a really good way to start. But there's a lot of different other ways. So you maybe do a home equity line of credit. A lot of people have a lot of equity in their house. You can do a portfolio loan, which you may not know about, but you can actually borrow money against your stock investments without selling them. You can usually borrow up to 80% of the value of that. There's small business administration loans. There are loans to help you with equipment and vehicles and things like that. There's also a program with a self-directed 401k. And this is called ROBS, which is Rollover for Business Startups. So you might say, okay, Paige, what is ROBS and how does that work? Well, interestingly enough, you can borrow money or take money out of your IRA or your 401k without any taxes or penalties as long as that money goes to start a business. Now, having said that, there's a lot of rules in place with the IRS and so forth, as you can well imagine. And so there are companies that I work with that this is what they do all day long. They help people with these programs. So they have to be done the right way to fit all the IRS criteria, and they have to be managed. But effectively, you're borrowing your own money in retirement and you're investing it into a business, and that business actually becomes part of your retirement program. So there's lots of different ways to do this. And I tell people, you may do a mix. You may borrow a little money out of your house. You may borrow money from a family member. You may use some money out of your retirement programs. There's a lot of different ways to do this. And there's no one size fits all. There's tax benefits that you have to look at. And I always tell people, it's not so much always how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And so these are times where you want to work with the right lending companies, and you want to work with your CPA to determine how do I save the most taxes. So how I can help you is if you click on the QR code, you can set up a 15-minute call for me, and I can go through these different financing options, and I can direct you to some companies that take care of those things for you that you can chat with.